Hello everyone. Today we are going to look at a very important topic from the perspective of polity as well as current affairs. Recently, Supreme Court came down heavily on bulldozer justice. There has been a trend in the past few years, that some of the governments, they have started demolishing of the houses without giving proper eviction notice. Anyone who is related to the crimes, their houses were being demolished. Anyone who is related with blasphemy or with using freedom of speech and expression, then their houses were being demolished. So now recently Supreme Court have came very heavily on this, and they have decided to establish pan-India guidelines for this perspective. Now let us understand this. Now this is not only one such incident where we see a quick justice being asked by the people. There have been multiple incidences of encounter killing where the police officers who were involved in encounter killings were being praised by the public because they have given a quick justice to the people. The same was being done in the mob lynching also. Now, from the perspective of polity, since we are going to be the bureaucrats, we must understand what's the difference between justice and revenge. देखो, justice is very systematic. It is a rational determination of the guilt of the accused. There is a person, let's suppose there has been a crime committed and there are two people who are being accused. One is X, one is Y. Then the court and the prosecution, the whole judicial system will go and try to find that who exactly did that offense and to what degree they have committed that offense, and then according to the punishment given under the statutes, they would be given their punishments. ठीक है, इंडिया में ऐसा नहीं है कि कुछ भी पनिशमेंट दे दी. Somebody have done something and you can give any punishment. No, in India a very calculative punishment is being given. So we can see many a times the lower court, they generally give death sentence, and then the higher courts would turn it to the life imprisonment, because life is very precious. Similarly, house is also very precious. Therefore we cannot give a quick justice. Therefore justice, it is a rational determination of the guilt according to the rules. Under Article 21, we are having that according to the procedure established by law and the due process of law. According to them only you can give punishment to somebody. And then we are having different laws. For an example, earlier we were having IPC, now we are having Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. So according to them, the punishment would be given. Okay? On the other side, revenge. Now whether it is mob lynching, whether it is encounter killing, or it is bulldozer justice, all these three things fall in the category of revenge. And revenge is not justice. Revenge can never be a justice. Why it cannot be a justice? Because it is a emotional response of the public. Okay? Public think that okay, it may have happened, so let's give him or her the appropriate punishment. But it may be that person was at the wrong time caught, but he or she was innocent. It may happen. So therefore it's very important that we go as per the judicial process for seeking justice and not revenge. So revenge, it is an emotional response. It is an immediate action that is required by the public. It is a collective punishment. Okay? So it can be wrong because number one, it is not law. Number two, it can be biased. There may be some people who may use or who may show or they may perceive the things in a different way. Okay? So and over here there is also the lack of sensitivity among the people. So it's very easy to say give punishment to somebody, but it may be that person have not done that particular crime. Therefore Supreme Court said that we should not go for revenge, rather we should go for justice system. Okay? Now there are two quotes that you can use in your answers. One, you will generally find that justice delayed is justice denied. It is okay. समझ में आता है, बिकॉज वी हैव सीन मैनी केसेस वेयर the justice was being delivered in 30 years, 25 years. Therefore the public, they started saying that justice delayed is justice denied. Okay, it is completely true, but on the other side, justice hurried is justice buried. This is also correct. Why? Because if you are doing something, or if you are using revenge method, if you are using collective punishment system to give punishment, then you are going to do injustice to some of the people. There may be some of the people who are going to be injustice. ठीक है? Therefore, in conclusion, if you have to write any answer on this, you can say that we should speed fast our cases according to the procedure established by law and the due process of law. ठीक है? Now let us see what Supreme Court what are the points on which the Supreme Court have criticized this particular bulldozer justice. ठीक है? So number one, these are the points. So number one, the Supreme Court said that whenever an offense has been committed, the punishments should be according to the statutes. ठीक है? और हमारे यहाँ पर there is one important article, that is article 2022, ठीक है, which are related to the offenses, and they categorically says that in criminal laws you cannot give punishment from a retrospective day. ठीक है? For an example, the crime was committed on the 5th of September, then you cannot give the punishment which has been decided on the 10th of September. On 5th of September, if the crime was committed, then the punishment on 5th of September should be given to the person. ठीक है? This particular article you can read in your Indian Constitution. ठीक है? Therefore, it's very important that whenever an offense has been committed, the punishment that was on that particular day, that should be given to that person. ठीक है? So earlier we used to have IPC, CRPC, which were deciding what is the offense and accordingly what should be the punishment. Now we are having BNS, BNSS. ठीक है? They are deciding what should be the punishment for which of the crime. ठीक है? Now let's take an example. For an example, there is an offense committed which is of murder. X has been accused, and later on it is found that X has committed this particular offense. Therefore, X would be convicted, and X has been convicted. So murder is an offense under 101 of BNS, and the punishment is given under 103 of the BNS. So as per the BNS section 103, it is said that either the punishment would be death or life imprisonment with fine. Now, listen carefully. For murder, either the punishment would be death or life imprisonment with fine. Means you can give the accused or give the convicted person sentence of death or life imprisonment with fine. But nowhere it is mentioned that his house or his father's house or his relative's house shall be demolished. Since it is not been given in the statutes, therefore it is required that the government should not destroy their house, because house is very important, very fundamental thing in our society. ठीक है? ये पहला समझ में आया that it is whatever the offense is, we have to give punishment according to the offense. Clear हुआ? Second is that right to shelter is a fundamental right, and even Supreme Court have said that right to shelter is a fundamental right. There are two fundamental rights from which it could be derived. Number one is Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause E, which says right to reside and settle. Right to reside and settle means आप कहीं पर भी throughout India you can reside and you can settle. Once you reside and settle, then inherently you are going to have your right to shelter also. जब आप reside करोगे, settle करोगे, वहाँ पर आप अपना घर भी बनाओगे, you will build your own house also. Therefore, right to shelter is a fundamental right. Also, when you go to the Article 21, which says right to life and personal liberty. Now, right to life and personal liberty. How will I enjoy my life and personal liberty without a house? Therefore, for enjoying my right to life and personal liberty, it is very important that I should also have my right to shelter. Therefore, right to shelter is a fundamental right. It was also held in one of our important case, that is Olga Tellis versus Bombay Municipal Corporation. that right to shelter is a fundamental right. In this particular case, what happened that there were certain pavement dwellers, जो फेरी वाले थे, there were certain pavement dwellers, they were being removed from their places using unreasonable force. Therefore, Supreme Court said that pavement dwellers, despite the fact that the work that they are doing is illegal, they are not having proper legal means, but since they are dwelling over there, they should be given a reasonable time and explanation before being evicted from their place. ठीक है, clear हुआ? Two things: offense, fundamental right. Clear है? Now let us see third one. Now third is against right to property. Now we are having right to property under Article 300 capital A, 300A. Earlier, right to property was a fundamental right, but after 42nd amendment it was made after 44th amendment it was made a constitutional right. It was shifted to the Article 300 capital A. So this legal right, or you can say constitutional right, will also be infringed if a house of a person is being demolished without giving proper notice and time. Now fourth is that it is also against Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Now, India was one of the few countries who in the initial times only have signed this Universal Declaration of the Human Rights. Now, as per this document of human rights, under Article 12, it is said that no one shall be subjected to arbitrary interference with his privacy, family and home. So, therefore, if any government is demolishing somebody's house, then they are also going against the human rights of that particular person and family. Next is, it is also against natural justice. It is also against principles of natural justice. Now, in the principles of natural justice, we are having a particular principle of right to be heard. So now what actually happens that in many of the cases it is found that the eviction notice or the demolition notice was being served on the spot. On the document it was said that we have given 15-20 days earlier, but actually it was being served on the spot, and therefore it was against the natural principles, because natural principle says that there should be right to be heard. Once you are giving a notice to somebody, then there should be a proper reasonable time so that the person aggrieved can reach the proper authorities and appeal against that particular order. Okay? Next is, it is also against humanity and human values. Now, India is a country of values. It is very important that whatever values, whatever rights that we are studying throughout the world, they are somewhere associated with India. Human rights, we were having much more human rights. We give respect to the animals, we give respect to plants, we give even respect to the non-living objects like jhadu. We give so much respect to all these things. Therefore, it's very important for the country like India to maintain its value system. Therefore, collectively, if we see India as a nation will never believe in the revenge system, rather they should believe in the justice system, and therefore we should all make the process, and we should all appreciate the due process of law that is being followed for any offense, for any crime, and rather than going for collective justice or for immediate response, we should wait and let the procedure take its due course of time. Therefore, since we are seeing that on the other side there is also lot of delay, so we should pressurize the government to improve our justice system. It should be more speedy, it should be more efficient, there should be more court, there should be more infrastructure. That you can write in your suggestions. Okay? Now let's come to the conclusion. What you will write in the conclusion? You will write that demolition power should be exercised cautiously, fairly and in transparent manner. ठीक है, कॉशियसली होनी चाहिए, फेयरली होनी चाहिए, ट्रांसपेरेंट मैनर से होनी चाहिए. व्हाई? बिकॉज राइट टू शेल्टर, राइट टू होम इज अ बेसिक ह्यूमन राइट, इज अ बेसिक फंडामेंटल राइट that is being provided by our Indian Constitution. ठीक है, clear? Okay, thank you very much.